So if you guys want to learn how to trade options, purchase my ebook located at wordly41.gumroad.com. And basically, how did I make $1,084 just trading a couple of Tesla put options? And so basically, looking at Tesla at 325, 1350, 325, 25, which is this candle right here. So basically, as soon as this candle approached the 20-day moving average, I immediately knew it was going to get rejected by it. But worst case scenario, the next candle popped in the green, made it over the 20-day moving average, and approached the 50-day moving average. Slightly got rejected by it, but then it got over it. So at 1535, so basically that same day, 1535, let's see. Let's see. So basically the closing candle, the 16 candle on the 30-minute time chart, right, is basically when I bought my last couple of Tesla put options. And the reason I bought here my last couple of Tesla put options was because the high was 288, right, for this candle, right? But throughout the not even, I guess you could say pre-market levels, the previous high was 286. So I was like, okay, as soon as Tesla decides to reach that number 286 of pre-market levels, I'm just gonna buy a couple Tesla put options there, and we'll see what happens tomorrow, right? And you can see that when I bought my last Tesla put options here on 325 on the 16 candle on the 30-minute time chart, right? Tesla was all the way at 291 at one point, right? And then the next following day, Tesla took a huge dump the next day. So at 9:59, I sold out the position, and when I sold out the position, I made a gain of $1,084 just trading a couple of Tesla put options. So this trade, in a way, it was just kind of using support and resistance, but in a way, I was trying to use try to aim my entry points. So I didn't just want to get in there because I felt like it, get in there because I felt like it again. So basically, I try to use the moving averages as support or resistance, and then go off of there. Try to see if where was the previous resistance level during the pre-market, where was the previous support level during the pre-market. And so I try to watch out for throughout the day to see if that particular stock can reach that previous pre-market resistance or or support throughout the day. So basically, support and resistance is your friend, and then the moving averages are your friends as well. And I would say using the 30-minute time chart is, in my opinion, is probably the best time chart for you to use in your trades. Now, if you're buying stocks, right, for the long term, this means absolutely nothing except for the moving averages if you're viewing this on the daily chart. So for example, on a daily, weekly, monthly chart, these moving averages work with any of these time charts, the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly charts. I try to stay within the first three, the daily, weekly, monthly. For example, on the daily, I can see that Tesla had a pretty strong support level around the 217 220 range. So anywhere between 217 through 220 was pretty much a pretty strong support level of Tesla. So basically, let's say you got in here anywhere. Let's say you got in 222 and sold, around this like small resistance area around through 284, anywhere through 278. You could have made it in the green, entering into that little small trade, like a little small swing trade. So, try to map out your support and resistance levels when you see the opportunity. Don't just try to get in and hope for the best. And yeah, but basically, I do kind of want to talk about what did happen today. So basically, Trump announced, or I guess you could say the government announced a 90-day tariff pause on all tariffs that were announced. And basically, I think it's not including China because China retaliated against us with their own tariffs of, I think it's 83 or 84%. And let's see, I think I have it here, but let me see. Well, basically, you kind of get the point. Uh, that news came out throughout the day. It just made the overall market spike up. And so basically, like what I told you guys, right? If you're buying stocks, in this environment, of uncertainty, it's literally the best time to buy stocks for the long term, because these stocks in the next 1 to 2 years, right? You'll look back and be like, wow, these stocks were at one point worth this much, and now my investment has doubled now. So basically, try to stay on top of what's going on with the economy, right? Try to see if, will that particular stock be, try to analyze the trend too. I personally like to use the 4-hour time chart as an indicator to see, like, where is that particular stock trending? Is it in a downtrend? Is it in an uptrend? So for me, example, right, I'm looking at SPY right now on the 4-hour time chart, and ever since the 24th of February, SPY has just been in a constant downtrend. And so, for example, tomorrow, right, let's say SPY decides to have a crazy spike towards the upside, right? I'm looking out for SPY to approach the 180 or 200-day moving average. If that does happen, right, I want to wait and see, can SPY break those two moving averages. If it can't, then it's a signal that, SPY is still in a downtrend. And in a way, you kind of want to analyze the VIX too. So, for example, the VIX took a huge jump today, right? But on the 4-hour time chart, right, it could use that 20-day moving average as support, bounce off of it, and we could see a big spike towards the uptrend from VIX, and then we could see like a huge jump from SPY, because basically the VIX and SPY work vice versa. So if SPY is up, the VIX is down. If the VIX is up, then SPY is down. Or yeah, I think that's how I said it. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, if you want to, look at some, add some stocks to your watch list, right? I did mention some stocks that you could have added on your watch list this week, which was NVO, Bank of America, Salesforce, Google, Oracle, Taiwan Semi, Apple, Broadcom, Nvidia, Tesla. And look at how these stocks did. It's kind of crazy that these stocks, if you were a long-term investor and you bought into these stocks, good for you, right? But these are some stocks that you could keep on your watch list, watch over them, see what happens. These are my personal stocks that I'll be watching over for this month of April. So I'll keep you guys updated to see what happens with my upcoming trades. Hopefully you guys did good. Hopefully you guys bought some more trades, bought some more stocks, for the long term in your long-term portfolio. So as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, take care, and bye.